Welcome back to Hardly Minding My Business. I am your host, Dashing D, aka Dash. Apparently, the streets have been calling me Dash lately. Is that like my grown-up podcaster name, Dash? It's short and sweet and to the point. And I actually have, some sneakers, some running shoes that I got a while ago. Back when Nike used to do the Nike ID studio and my job would take clients. So I got a couple pairs out of it, which was obviously nice. And my running shoes actually, and I know I've had these running shoes for a long time, but my running shoes actually say Dash on one side and they say D on the other side because I couldn't fit dashing on the one side. So maybe this was always meant to be. Maybe this was always in the plan. But yeah, I don't even think people realize that. But yeah, the tongue, is that what it's really called? Is there another name for that? I mean, tongue is fine. I feel like that's what my parents used to call it. But anyway, the tongue, it says Dash D. So, I mean, maybe Dash was always meant to become a thing. We'll see. I'm sipping on some tea. I mean, isn't that what we do here? I'm sipping on some tea in my Hardly Minding My Business mug. I just want to let y'all know that some of the merch is live. So you can get mugs and you can get crew necks and hoodies right now with the logo on it. There's a cool one for spring that has the green font from the podcast image that you see if you're listening on audio. So it's kind of cool. I mean, I would say check it out. The link will be right here in the show notes. So make sure you click it and, check out the merch and, check out. That was corny, I know. But buy some merch if you like it, let me know. Let me know if y'all purchase anything. If you do, please send me photos and videos. I would love to see it. I would love to see you in your merch. So yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody, or rather let you know, that I finally got my life together and made it live. So click the link. What else we gotta do? I'm keeping it real light today. I'm just drinking some spearmint tea. It feels so good. It's so warm. But anyway, so updates. What is going on with me? Y'all know I've been going through it lately, but I'm okay. I'm doing okay right now. Like I said last time, I really would love like a really long vacation, like a month-long vacation or something like that, which won't happen, but a girl can dream. Even if I could parlay a work from home situation where I was maybe in another city or something like that, I think that would be really dope. But I'm powering through. I'm getting through it. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. There's just so much going on, but I'm trying to get my life in order, trying to get it together, trying to make sure the podcast is a lot more consistent now that I kind of have the video stuff down. And yeah, that's really all that's going on with me. Things have been super chill. I mean, spring is here now, so I feel like I'm gonna be going outside a little bit more, even though it's still kind of cold right now, but it's getting there. The weather is getting so much better, which means I'm gonna be outside because that's where I want to be right now. I think I need that. I need to be around people and, do things, do fun things, and just... yeah, so that's the plan. That is the plan. Anyway, I don't really have a whole lot of life updates or things like that going on. It's just been work, and, it's just been that. So there's not a whole lot else happening. But right now I'm just kind of chilling. I'm just, I'm trying to see and be seen. I did link up with some of my homies the other day. And that was interesting. Funny story, actually. So we're out and, you know, we're getting drinks and having some apps. And this woman comes over to us and she's like, I really need your help solving something. So we're like, okay. She says, so weird. It was so bizarre. So we're like, okay. She's like, just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. So we're like, all right, cool. So she says, when someone says, look at that man's taco meat, what do you think of? So one of us immediately says, his chest hair. I then chime in, I'm like, yeah, it's chest hair. I've heard the saying before. And then another friend of mine was like, I don't know what that is. Apparently, they were having a debate about whether taco meat was a man's chest hair or his pubic hair. Wouldn't that just be like a meat salad then? That's not really, that don't sound right. I thought the idea of taco meat was that some men have very curly hair, and when they leave their shirt open, that's what it looks like. Although my one friend is hilarious because she happens to be Mexican, and she was like, wait, but we don't even put ground meat in our tacos. So none of this makes sense to me. That made me laugh. I was like, oh, girl, you know what? You're right. You're right. You never go to Mexico and get a taco that has crumbled beef in there. That's just, no, that doesn't happen. But you know, we Americanize everything over here, so likely story that people would be confused. But I was just like, that just sounds like a meat salad. That sounds like meat on top of meat. If taco meat is the meat down there, or the hair down there. Really random, but I bring up going out because I think that's important too, for me to like rejoin the land of the living. So I'm trying to, you know, make my rounds, and it was honestly like super impromptu. I didn't plan on it, but it was a lot of fun. So and let me tell you, I needed it. Also, another weird story. Okay, so we were in another spot before we got there, and we were just like having drinks. It was pretty chill. It was a cool spot, a very popular spot. I'm not gonna mention it, but it was a very popular spot in the city, on the Lower East Side, and music was great. The drink I had was good, but it's a very small spot, so you can only do so much there, right? You can't really get comfortable. The bar is really small, so there was no room to sit at the bar. Anyway, I had opened a tab. When we decided to leave, we head on over to the bar, and I sit down because there's an open seat. And I'm like, okay, I need to ask this man for my card. So I ask him to close out. He's like, give me 1 second. So he goes, he does whatever he has to do. There's another bartender helping him. I noticed when I came in, he was the only bartender there, but he was not very quick at what he was doing. And you know what? As long as my drink tastes good, I'm not really going to complain about you taking your time with it, because I would rather you take your time with it than give me a drink that tastes bad, especially because the drinks there are not cheap. So he goes and he looks for my card. I see him grab the card, and I don't know what he was doing. I was a little bit confused. And I'm like, all right, cool. Is he gonna give me my card? He starts talking to the other bartender, and they're trying to do something that required him to use his hands, but he has my card in the one hand. So in order to help the other bartender, he takes my card and puts it in his mouth and holds it in his mouth. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Why are you holding my card in your mouth? So I'm like, right, he only gonna do this for like a quick second. At least a minute went by. And I'm just staring at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And why is my card in your mouth? First of all, I don't know what's nastier. That you put my card in your mouth, or that you and your mouth was now on the card that I would have to take back from you, or the fact that we don't wash credit cards. You know how dirty that card is? In fact, I remembered later on that the day before I was out and it was raining and I dropped said card on the ground. Why the fuck would you put that in your mouth? Also, it's not yours to put in your mouth. Why? How? Sir, what are you doing? So I wait, and he's done with the other bartender, and I'm like, hey, excuse me. And he goes, what's up? I said, was there nowhere else you could put my card? He's like, what? I was like, was there nowhere else you could put my card other than your mouth? He's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm sorry. Now he has an attitude, and I don't understand why, because I didn't put his card in my mouth. So why the fuck are you upset? He's annoyed, and he's like, well, there's really nothing I can do. I guess I could give you another drink or something. Why the fuck are you mad at me? Sir, why are you mad at me? Why are you mad at me? Here's how I know that I have changed. Here's how I know that I have grown up. Because not normally, I used to be the one, I would have been like, yo, what the fuck? I didn't do that. I just said, all right. He went and got a wet wipe. He wiped my car down. So I'm like, all right, but this is just so bizarre. Now my homegirls are like, what? We knew you were gonna say something. I'm like, yeah, well, what was I supposed to do? Let him hand me the card he put in his mouth? And then my one friend is like, but he's cute. You should, sir, if that's what you put your mouth on, you being cute doesn't matter to me at all. Because where else do you put your mouth? I'll wait. I don't understand. I was flabbergasted by the whole thing. I get my card back. I think he was making me the drink. I'm not really sure. It was weird, again, because he had an attitude. I ended up just getting up and leaving. You can have the drink, sir, or you can give it to somebody else, because what is this about? Like, why are you upset? Why are you pissed at me? What did I do? What did I do? Anyway. I could not believe it. So, two random stories, I should say, that came out of that night. But it was cool to just be out and, you know, hang out a little bit. Yeah, I need to get up with all my people, but, you know, sometimes they really did catch me on a good night, because I was not planning on going anywhere, and I was in the house, and I was like, I'm gonna stay in, and randomly heard from them like, hey, come out. And I was like, you know what? I should go. Even if it's just for a little bit, even if it's just for an hour or two, I should go. So that's what I did. We should move on, petty or not. Did y'all hear about these strawberries that people are buying that are $12 for 8 strawberries? Apparently they don't grow in the dirt. I don't really know how they grow. I have no idea. Apparently they never become overripe, which is strange to me. They come in this plastic container that has a slot for each strawberry, but there's only 8, which means you pay $1.50 for a strawberry. Why the fuck would you pay $1.50 for 1 strawberry? I don't really have anything else other than I think that's stupid. I just really think it's dumb. Maybe it's not any of my business, but I think it's really dumb. That's all I got about that. I was like $11.99 for 8 strawberries. Like, what? Just because you have the money to do something doesn't necessarily mean that you should do it. But you know what? If it's bringing y'all joy to buy strawberries that cost $1.50 a pop, do what you want to do. Who am I? Who the fuck am I? Anyway, so we got to talk about a few things today. We got to talk about the Oscars. The biggest story that came from the Oscars was Angela Bassett not winning, I believe it was Best Supporting Actress in a feature film. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you get the gist. So Angela Bassett did not win. Jamie Lee Curtis won. I believe this is Jamie Lee Curtis's first Oscar. So, you know, she's been around for a long time. So has Angela Bassett. When the winner was announced, you know how they do. They pan to all of the nominees that did not win. You know, they want to catch the real-time reactions, right? It's a live show. The other women, you know, they stood up, they clapped. Angela Bassett did not get up. She did not clap. In fact, the look on her face was like, well, shit. I didn't win this. People were pissed. People were pissed. People were like, oh my gosh, how dare she not clap? How dare she not stand up? How dare she lack grace? How dare she be a sore loser? The thing for me is, we're really, really digging into respectability these days. Now, sure, it would be nice if every time you lost something, you congratulated the person who won the thing you thought you were going to win. It would be, I think that's a freight train going by. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it would be nice if every time you lost something, you made sure that you applauded the person who won. You know, congratulated them, you clap for them, whatever it is, depending on what the thing is, right? I know in sports, good sportsmanship sometimes means going over to your opponent and congratulating them, maybe giving them a handshake or something like that. I just feel like the amount of frustration or the amount of fatigue that people get over watching other people react in a way that is human may not be right, but in a way that is human, why do y'all care so much? Why do you care so much? Here's my thing. If Angela Bassett had gotten up and thrown a tantrum, if she had walked out of the room in the middle of Jamie Lee Curtis's speech or at all, if she had, you know, said something that was disparaging towards the other nominees or towards the winner, if she had done something really aggressive, maybe she gets up and she slaps Jamie Lee Curtis in the face, something. The fact that this woman did not say a word and all you took away from it was that she didn't clap, she didn't stand, and the look on her face said X, which I just said. I admitted that the look on her face to me said one thing. I guess I don't understand why we care so much about this reaction, this woman's reaction, because she is not the first person to lose something and be disappointed about losing it. So much so that she couldn't muster up, and I don't even know that this is the truth. Maybe one day she'll tell us exactly what was going through her mind in that moment. Because people also say that in those moments, everything happens so fast that, you know, you're not even thinking that there's a camera on you, which made it an even more real moment. You're not even thinking, oh shit, there's a camera on me, I gotta make this look good. I kind of like the fact that she didn't try to make it look good for the cameras. And we're talking about someone who you never hear about. You never hear negative things about her. You never hear that she is, you know, ruffling any feathers, or she's, you know, whatever. She's been going through award season. I don't think this is the first award she lost. She lost What's Love Got to Do with It back in the day when she was nominated for it. She's someone who's a seasoned vet in the acting game. She's been around for a really, really long time. And if she had a moment where she did not want to react, because again, we don't really know what her face meant. We are assuming what it meant because we looked at it. It's not like she rolled her eyes, or it wasn't that deep, right? It looked like an unhappy face, but I don't necessarily know what the unhappy face was. How you know she didn't like go to the bathroom right before and, I don't know, get some gum on her nice Jimmy Choos or whatever? I don't know. Who cares? The point that I'm trying to make is, why are we so upset at like these very normal things that people do? Even the shit that Michael B. Jordan did with the girl on the red carpet, the woman on the red carpet who he had went to high school with, and like mistook her for her friend or something like that, and reminded her that they used to call him corny. People were big mad at Michael B. Jordan for this corny thing, saying, oh, he should be so above it. Should he? Why? Because he makes more money than you? Because he's richer than you? Because people find him to be, you know, more attractive than a lot of people? Like, I don't understand what it is that you need in order to realize that the rich, the beautiful, the whatever, they have feelings too. They get disappointed too. They get petty too. Like, to me, it's not really that shocking, because again, had something super egregious and inappropriate happened, and you know, we could debate whether what Michael B. Jordan did was inappropriate or not. I said I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I just feel like people gotta be able to react, you know. That's where I stand on that. People got to be able to react. Angela Bassett is not the first person to not react to someone winning, and she won't be the last. And honestly, we'll all forget about this, and it won't even matter to anyone. So, I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't that deep. It wasn't deep enough for it to turn into this huge viral moment and become such a public conversation. But here we are. You know, that's how the internet works. We should also point out that our faves, Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan, came out and presented an award. They actually came out after Angela Bassett lost. And they did this cute little Michael B. Jordan did the Hey Auntie from Black Panther, the original Black Panther movie. And, you know, they said something like, hey, Auntie, we love you, or whatever. So, you know, they gave her a little shout out, and that was cute. That was cute. What else happened? Michelle Yeoh won for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That's great to see. We love Michelle Yeoh. And then Ruth Carter, who's been in the game for a long time doing costume design, won for Wakanda Forever. So that was cool. Just wanted to point out those wins. We love a win out here, and and we also love, those who don't win and don't clap. It's fine. It's fine. I'm complicated, and I know that. And it's fine. You don't have to agree. Anyway, what else we got to talk about? You know what I've been meaning to talk about, and I keep forgetting to talk about? Oh my gosh. I guess, do we launch into what I'm watching? I thought I would have more to say about the Oscars, but I guess not. There wasn't really anything much that I really wanted to say. So I'm going to just go on over to what I'm watching. This might be a shorter episode today. All right. So I've talked about All American and Homecoming before. CW shows. Homecoming is a spinoff of All American. All American is the OG show. Taye Diggs has played the dad / coach on All American for all the seasons that All American has been on. I think they're in their 6th season. If not 6, it's 5, but one or the other. I held off on talking about this because I didn't want to spoil it. I wanted to pod about this immediately when it happened. But I am here to say, how could you, between Taye Diggs and the writers of this show, y'all really killed him off the show? Y'all really killed him off the show? He is like the lifeline of the show. The show doesn't really happen without him. He's a dad. He's a coach. He's a pretty damn important part of this show. The only reason I'm not going to go hard at the writers and producers and director of the show, the showrunner of the show, is because apparently Taye Diggs asked to leave. I don't know what he has planned. And honestly, when the article I read, which I can't even remember, it was so many weeks ago now, I can't remember what article I read, but I read an article where he was interviewed and he said, listen, I just want, I just feel like it's time for me to go. I feel like I've been on the show for, a good amount of time. And I feel like, my time has ended. Why? Do you have something coming? Is there please tell us what's coming. I just finished telling y'all that Taye Diggs looks really good. This job looks great on Taye Diggs. He's been doing really well. And Taye Diggs just said, you know what? Fuck this job. Fuck this job. I was hurt. I was devastated. And I knew it was coming because, you can tell when you're watching a television show and somebody's about to die. Sometimes you don't know who's gonna die, and that's kind of what it was for me. I didn't know who was gonna die. I just knew somebody was gonna die because you could tell. It was very ominous. The whole damn episode, it was ominous. And I was like, ooh, somebody's gonna die. I even contacted my sister who watches the show as well. And I was like, girl, please tell me nobody's gonna die. Please tell me nobody's gonna die. And she's like, I can't tell you that. And I was like, okay. Is it this person? I named every person except for Taye Diggs and his character. Because why? Why would anyone think that he was going to die? And honestly, there are characters on the show who are probably more important to the storyline than Taye Diggs was. His name is Billy on the show. Billy should have stayed. I would have preferred for the main guy to go. Spencer could go because Spencer just broods all over the place. He's always upset. He's always mad at somebody. He's always throwing a tantrum about some shit that he's not happy about. Whenever good things happen to him, he always steps away or steps to the side and sabotages it in some way. And it's frustrating. It is so frustrating. I'm still pissed. And I guess I'm mad at Taye Diggs because why? How could you do this to us? And it was an uproar all over the internet. Like, I went on Twitter after I realized what had happened. I went on Twitter and people were pissed. People were like, you didn't even give us a warning. Like, couldn't he get sick or something? They said they felt like this was the best way to usher him out of the show. You know, this was a way to, you know, honor him. And I was like, honor him? He's dead. What do you mean? Honor him. They literally just celebrated his birthday some episodes back where they did a roast and honored him. Who knew that they would have to honor him again? I was watching this memorial service like, yo, what did y'all really do here? What did y'all really do? How could you do this to me? Okay. How could you do this to me? I haven't even watched the show since the memorial service. I don't know what to do with myself anymore. And I know it's been back. It was on hiatus for a couple weeks, but I know it's been back. And I really don't know how we go from here. That kind of happened with Station 19. I watched Station 19. It's a good show on ABC. A spin-off of Grey's Anatomy. I prefer Station 19 over Grey's Anatomy these days. I don't watch Grey's Anatomy at all. But they killed off the black guy. I always forget his name, but he was in Hamilton, like the original production of Hamilton. I always forget his name. And they killed him. Like, he dies. And I was just like, what is going on here? I think it was a similar story too, where he was like, oh, I don't really want to come back to the show. I also wonder, like, what drives you to say, I don't want to do this anymore? Is something going on set? Like, are they not paying you enough? Like, what's really going on here? Or did you really just sit down one day and go, I don't feel like doing this anymore? I need to know. And speaking of Station 19, something else that I've been watching that is really good, and just to harken back to Angela Bassett, who we know is like super talented and been in the game for a long time. So I've been watching a Fox show. I make that face because I don't really, my TV don't go to Fox. Not at all, for no reason. I was on Hulu though. And of course, when I watch certain shows, I like to watch shows that are similar. So it kept recommending this 911 show on Fox because I watch Station 19 and some of the other dramas I like to watch. And I was like, I don't know. I see Angela Bassett on the cover art and I'm like, this could be cool. It's Angela Bassett and Peter Krause and a bunch of other people. Jennifer Love Hewitt is on the cast too. And I was like, I don't know if I should watch this. I feel like I'm not gonna enjoy this. And I started watching it and I actually really enjoy it. Angela Bassett is really good. Like, she's really doing what she does best. She plays a police officer for the LAPD. She's also a mom and a wife. And, you know, she's just trying to balance everything. She's, you know, she plays the strong black woman role for what it's worth. And, you know, she be kicking ass and taking names. I love it. I think it's really good. Like, the stories have depth. Obviously, you know, okay, so it's a first responder show. So it's not just about firefighters or about police officers. It's about all of the first responders. So from the dispatch, the people who do the dispatch for 911, to the EMTs and firefighters and the LAPD. I love the fact that they made it such a well-rounded show. So we're not just seeing one perspective, we're seeing several. I think that's great. Also, you know, there's diversity. There's more than one black woman on the show, and that's great. One of them is in a lesbian relationship, and they have kids, and, you know, they're foster parents, and, you know, there's like a lot of layers to it, right? There's an Asian man who is a big part of the cast as well. It's just a really cool show. It reminds me of Station 19. It almost makes me think, it came out in 2018. It almost makes me think that this is the reason why Shonda Rhimes started merging Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 so much. because this show has been on, I think, for 5 or 6 seasons now. It's doing really well. I think it's still on, actually. I would do it too. I would merge my shows too, because this is a good show. It's a really good show. I'm surprised, because again, my TV does not go to Fox at all. But no, it just doesn't. It's just not the place for me. So, but yeah, y'all should check that out. Y'all should check that out. That's one that I'm really into right now. And then we have Succession coming back this weekend. Succession will be out on March 26th. I'm really excited. The Roys are back for another season. This is their final season. But I'm hearing talks of a spinoff. I think it would be really cool if, I don't know, they kill off Logan, and a successor is finally named, and then we get a spinoff of whoever's going to succeed him. I think that would be really interesting. I also think, like, can we do something where Logan actually fakes his death and they think that he's not around, and then they're duking it out, the kids are duking it out for control of the company, but then he comes back and he's like, dun, 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 ta-da. It's probably not gonna happen that way, but my imagination is running wild thinking of the possibilities. HBO better not fuck this up. They better not fuck up this series finale, okay? They better not fuck it up. Like, I don't even know what needs to happen in order for me to be satisfied with the finale of this show. All I know is that I've been rocking with this show since it's been on, and I need it to be good. I need the finale to be perfect. Chef's kiss. It needs to be a damn good finale, okay? Don't fuck it up, HBO. I mean, it's already filmed, right? Don't fuck it up. They actually they were still filming like 2 weeks ago. I find it really interesting. I don't even know how many episodes it's supposed to be. I'm so curious about what's gonna happen, especially because at the end of last season, it was really tense. Tom had double-crossed his wife, which was really shocking because, we know Tom is an opportunist, but Tom loves Shiv and just wants Shiv to love him. We know Shiv doesn't love Tom, but she beat her. She's his wife. Also, apparently, the woman Sarah Snook, who plays Shiv Roy, is pregnant. I wonder if that's gonna somehow be a part of the storyline. Tom didn't want to have a baby, and that kind of throws a curveball into things because Shiv be fiercely like trying to, get the props to run the company, even though dad be like, girl, I like having you around, but I don't know if I want you to run my company. He's very hot and cold with her. I hate that. Like, just give it to me the way you want it. Like, if you want me to be the CEO, then let's get it. If you don't, why are you keeping me around like this? And of course, we got to see what's going on with Kendall. I mean, honestly, what a tragedy it would be if Kendall doesn't become the successor. Kendall has been vying for that job since the beginning. So I am locked in, and I will be front and center on Sunday night watching Succession. That is my show. I'm tempted to rewatch the first 3 seasons before season 4 starts. I don't have time to do it, but I would love to. I'll probably at least watch like the last couple of episodes of the show before season 4 starts, just so I can get a little refresher. But yeah, that's really all it is for me. That's really all I have. I think that's it. I did want to mention that A$AP Rocky, I didn't mention this before when I talked about the Oscars, but A$AP Rocky and Rihanna were very cute at the Oscars. I was into it. Also, okay, I'm jumping around now. Under what I'm watching, okay, this is something that I have not watched, but I've heard about it. I need y'all to tell me, is Swarm worth it? Should I watch it? Has anyone seen it? If you've seen it, can you please put it in the comments and let me know if this is something you're going to watch or have watched. I'm not sure if I'm into it yet. I need to hear more about it. I heard it's like a play on Beyonce and the Beehive, and then I also heard that there's murder and things like that. I just don't know. To me, it sounds like a whole lot going on, and that could be great, but I guess I didn't hear enough. I didn't see enough promo about it to really know too much, and I haven't done my research, so I'm not totally sure if I'm going to dig into that. But if y'all did, please let me know. I would love a cosign if you think it's something that I should watch and that I should talk about. So leave it in my comments, especially if you're on YouTube, leave it in the comments, or also send me a little DM on Instagram, and let me know. Tell me. I want to know. Before we go, we got to do tweet of the week. Tweet of the week is from Doja Cat, actually. So Doja Cat is Doja Cat is very interesting. She's very eccentric. She be doing her own thing, and I love that about her. I really do. Doja Cat tweeted that she got, this is in quotes, "Got my titties done and my clit bedazzled." Okay, Doja Cat. That's cool. She then goes on to say later on, I think someone had messaged her to ask her if she was okay. There were a couple more tweets. And then she says, "Wish I could suck my own titties. That's how good they look right now. Goddamn." Just felt like that was a strong tweet of the week. And good for you, Doja Cat. Do your thing. I don't really know what to say to that, but more power to you. You and your titties. And on that note, I will see y'all next week. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back next week. Bye.